Hello and welcome. Today I want to show you a little bit from the Maprotation script that I made for Medal of Honor. I'm going to expand the script. I'm adding the ability to the script that it can basically change the game type for each map. So in essence, you have a map rotation list like this one. It contains the path of the map and the name of the map. And it contains how often this map should be repeated. So one means this map is played once before the next map is played or loaded. And then here is a column. And this column separates the cycles of the map from the game type we want this map to be loaded in. And I'm going to try to implement today the switching of the game types to the given game type of the map list. So I have no idea how this is going or how this will be going because I've never done something like this. And I'm not sure if the game can even do that. I think it can, but since I've not tested it, well, it's a surprise. I've already prepared some stuff the last time, so I need to read again what I wrote the last time to see where I left off and what I need to be doing. Okay, this defines the game type we want to go to, so I'm gonna add some commentary. Contains the game type. We want to switch to grab current game type if the map grab current game type, which we will maintain. If next map does not provide a game type. Okay, so I try to add commentary whenever I can, just to make sure that someone who picks up on the script can really dive into it, reading comments and just picking out certain things they want to change in the code, and they don't have to follow up what does everything else do. So because I think that's something that's not necessary if you really give people the opportunity to read comments. They will most likely grab the information they need and then make their assumptions and be most likely pretty spot on what they want to go at, what they want to do, where they have to go, what they have to take into account. So I'm enabling them to handle the code easier with comments. Also, I give myself pointers with commentaries, so the next time I pick this up or I need to debug this, I know exactly what these things are supposed to do. So there are people that claim you don't need to comment every piece of code, and good code should be readable without commentary. But reality is you're not always on top of your game, and you're not always in the mood to just read the code. Sometimes it's so much easier and faster reading the commentary, and you see what the idea behind something is rather than what the coding behind something is. So I prefer adding a lot of commentary. Okay, the next thing here is settings array. We're gonna read the settings. Okay, we have the settings now in a two-dimensional array. Good, so we can remove that. I'm gonna add some commentary here. Grab game type settings, which would be this one here. Ah, yes. This contains the settings we want to be changed, or the settings, the CVAR settings, like config file settings for the game, for each game type. Essentially, this replaces executing CFG files on the server, and that is something that makes it easier for people that are used to CFG files if you do it like this. Okay, let me just see if that looks actually, yeah. I think I will make this a little bit prettier, but essentially this is not really needed, but the easier it is to look at the code, I think the more likely people are willing to work with it. So yeah, let's do it for Libernation, and let's do it for free-for-all, because we're going to start with free-for-all, and later when we probably have to find stuff during debugging, makes it also easier for me to navigate and see if the values are correct. So I'm going to tidy this up a little bit, so just I can see actually the logic behind all the stuff easier. So it's not all goodwill I'm doing. I'm doing stuff also for myself. Okay, that would be this, and we go. I'm gonna move this here and here, and we probably don't need this, and this is incorrect. Okay, so grab game type settings from script file. Yeah, we don't need that information actually because it's readable here. Grab game type settings and put them into arrays. This is also not quite correct as description. What we need here is the additional information that this grabs the game type that has been given. Grabs game type. We need to figure out where this is. Ah, okay, so this is with strings. Grabs game, change the list. One. Okay. Grabs game type. Excellent. Grabs game type. No, grab game type settings, put them into array. Let's put it like this. Based on given game type name. Okay. Now we need because this is a script that people should be able to use without any, let's say, real headache. They shouldn't be in their, it shouldn't be their problem fixing issues like, for example, if they give false input or something is completely off they're doing, they should be notified about that. So I'm adding an error here that will crash the game essentially with an error message. Or not really crash, but it will terminate the current server session and print a error message. So they will obviously know what the problem is. Fatal error, server change game type, parameter 1, given game type, name, in parameter 1 was empty. So if it is completely empty, this should be checking nil. So nil would be if I have not defined this variable, or if someone's calling this function without parameter. And this should also be checking if the variable is like this, an empty string. And it will also check if the variable is lower or lower than 1. So checking it like this will check for various kinds of empty data, empty data basically, because nil, empty string, and 0 would be considered empty data in this case. Hello, what is the value of e-type, whatever it's censored there? What do you mean by that? Do you mean like, do you to lower in F7? No. I'm the thing is, the settings or the information that's in this list here is based on the number. So, and actually you bring up a good point. Gonna copy this over. So, yeah, it's already here. You see here the listing. Let's remove that. The listing that reads here, 1 is free for all, 2 is team-based, round-based, objective, tug of war, and libination. People are expected to use these numbers in the map rotation. So, there we go. Where is it again? Here. This is the map list. And you just pointed out something to me that's actually important. Have the game types listed. So the game types will be defined via this number here in the map list. So the first is the path, then this is the map name, and the path and the map name together. And then there is the cycles, how often this map has to be repeated. And then this is the game type, and this is optional, so this could be left out. Does this answer your question? Okay, but it's a good point you brought up that here it's a little bit confusing. We still hate Morpheus. Oh, come on. It loves you. Love it back? Yeah. Oh, did you hear the thing that was always crashing my Morpheus? Why the Morpheus servers were always crashing for me? Only in Medal of Honor? It's Ray-Ban, I think was his name, Ray-Ban, yeah. I'm really bad with these names. Hang on a second, I can tell you. Yeah, Rayback. He figured it out, what the problem is. Can I not copy names here? Oh no, I can. You see, he figured it out. The problem was that yeah, I've heard about your relationship, but I didn't investigate further. He figured out that world is partially null, not just like world null. No, even though the world class in C++ in the game code does not exist at all at some points during restarting the level, for example. But Morpheus scripting is already active. So you need to use the level wait pre-spawn, which is a little bit confusing to me because level is also world, but obviously this is handled somewhat differently. So I didn't expect it to act this way. And so I had suspected it for a while that there's something wrong with world, but I wasn't sure and I didn't expect it to be really a problem like this. So I couldn't figure it out. Okay, so let's go back to the Maprotation thingy. It's a little bit smaller. Server change game type. So this is okay. So there's something we have to look at, and here's something we have to look at. I'm going to this error message. Do not allow empty game types. We can also see if that would be actually caps lock. Why? Where? You? Here? Is it for Spearhead? No, it's actually for Breakthrough. I always mix these two up. I don't know why. It's for Breakthrough. I don't know if it works with the other game types. Frankly, I don't really care. I think there are a lot of people that actually can modify it themselves. They don't need me to modify that. They know what to do. But making a Maprotation script has turned out to be much more complicated and difficult than I thought. I thought this to be a 2-hour endeavor, and it turned out to be a weeks of endeavor thing. So yeah, there we go. TOE Tug of War is Spearhead? I don't know. I don't play multiplayer for Medal of Honor really, so mostly because of the field of view, for which I have a fix, but until, let's say, recently, it didn't exist, and that was a real turn-off for me. Also, I'm not really a fan of all the leaning. I don't know. I can't get used to it. Maybe it's because I'm old. That must be it. It's a good excuse for everything. Grab game type settings and put them into an array based on given game type name. Okay, so this would be excellent. Fatal error. Okay, so we should actually be able to test this here on its own. And we need some printouts here. Always typing. Why? Yeah, arena games. Yeah, that would be actually a good idea. Working on Fact 2. Yeah, usually when I want to be hyper focused and I want to really do big advancements, I don't stream because it's no use. Because with streaming, you're always somewhere else with your mind. You're at the first screen, second screen, the text, thinking about the audio, if everything is okay. The setup for the streaming is all things that take time away and concentration away. So if I would be worried about being really hyper focused, I wouldn't be streaming right now. So that's not the issue for me. I'm recovering from a migraine, and it's good for me to keep my brain occupied. Not stress it, but just keep it occupied. So don't worry about it. If you really get the Heavy Metal Fact 2 I'm saying cop. If you're really getting the Heavy Metal Fact 2 code working, that would be at least something. Also the single, not a single player. That's still the migraine. Mixing up words. That's really terrible. The client-side code. That would be something. Getting the client-side code to work could be compared to the client-side code from LeadForce 2, or at least the behavior, because I think we have a pretty advanced version, which is not so much different from the LeadForce 2 code. Also, a lot of client-side stuff is pretty much the same, from Heavy Metal Fact 2 to Medal of Honor to LeadForce 2. Even the user interface, all the UI files are basically almost 100% identical. So in their commands and structure. So I think there's a lot to be gained from that code for all the games, for Elite Force 2 especially, and maybe Medal of Honor. Next map. Okay, so this would be when we're selecting the next map. So we are going to disable this and clone it, so we will notice there's something going on. And then we are going to next map, change game type. Is it this? No, it's this one. Nope, it's not. This is just reading the settings. Ah, okay. Yeah, I figured out that the biggest struggle for me will be translating powers versus solution to CMake to build projects. Since I've never touched CMake extensively and there is that much options, flags and bits. You know what? I'm so glad it's not me doing it. I mean, it's good for you. It would actually also be good for me because it's really good practice, and you can learn really a lot. And even though it sounds like you're making zero progress, the amount of things you're learning is tremendous. So that is something really, if I wouldn't be so busy doing all this stuff, now this map rotation thingy here is actually for me a project, a side project to co-op, because this could be beneficial for the entire Elliott Assault community, and maybe in the future also help with advanced additional stuff in the co-op mod, which I have in mind. I don't know if I ever will do that or not, but this map rotation script is needed. And doing this helps me to get further into certain aspects of Medal of Honor scripting. So it's a win-win, actually. It takes my mind off the tedious work I have to do in co-op and gives me some more exploring into Morpheus, and also benefits the community. So I see it as a win-win, even though it takes now considerably longer than I estimated it should. But, well, you know how it goes. So I'm always a fan of Double kill. No, I don't know. I don't know. So it can't be triple kill because it's just the second one. That we know for sure. Okay. I pinged you directly, so I don't think anyone else has really noticed. Sometimes I have, I don't know, some people tuning in randomly, and I don't know, whoever it is. So let me continue with server change game type. This is just think for a second what I actually wanted to do. Okay, so this is right. This is right. Yeah, I wanted printouts. I did want some printouts. Ah, okay. So this is the game type that is about to be changed. So this is this. This is here. And this is used in this context. So this is for the next map. But right now, I want to actually switch this. Okay, so this is actually so far so good. Line 700. Yeah, I still think that cleaning up and unifying Discord channel would be good. Adding proper bots for announcement and dev notes and whatnot. I think you're right, but my problem is simply investing all the time in this stuff, and I can do this thing or I can do another thing. And one thing is more relaxing and the other thing is more stressful. And one thing I can do easily and the other thing I have to do a lot of research and testing. And so I have to kind of figure out how should I do things. And if it would be simple click and point stuff and whatever, and everything would be working as expected, it would be fairly easy. But I'm having troubles organizing all the things I wanted. I wanted also to add additional custom maps to co-op mode. I've not done this in 2 years. So, yeah. No, I don't think I can give anything to Declan. He's so extremely busy, he sometimes takes a day to respond. So, and I know for a fact that he's very busy. He's keeping himself very busy also, so which is a good thing. So, I mean, I do the same, but I can also understand that I cannot ask people for things I can do myself just because I don't want to do them because they take too much time away from things I prioritize. Doesn't mean I can just give tasks to other people. So, yeah, if I would be paying people, that would be different, but that's not an option for me. Not because I'm greedy or whatever, it's just that I don't have the resources. So that would be this. And how do I actually detect? Right, we still don't have the detection. I will gladly get paid. Yeah, me too. But I don't have the resources. Yeah. I took a computer to repair here because it pays good. But the amount of work I had with this computer is insane. I mean, I don't think it will pay nearly as good as it should for that amount of work I put into it. So that's disappointing. It looked like a good opportunity, but at the end, oh boy, spend way more time on it, and it's still not done, and I've still didn't get any money out of it. No, it's a private thing. It's something I do in my free time, preparing stuff, helping people out with things. But sometimes it's a really good business, and sometimes you have to cut your losses just to say, I'm sorry, I cannot do it for you. In this case, it's someone that's a friend to the family, so it's not so much about the money, it's more about helping someone who's a friend of the family, and that makes it much more difficult to know when to quit, when to say, I'm sorry, it's not doable. I worked for some time in a computer repair shop, a lot to do, especially all the equipment if you want to play with soldering and whatnot, microscopes. Okay, so but this, what you're describing is kind of next level. So that's hardware repair, stuff like that. Um, there are products where this is sensible to do, but on a regular computer basis market, like for example, building a new computer or recovering data and figuring out what's wrong with the computer, there's only so much steps you want to go through. So, for example, what I did is I recovered. I tried to recover Windows. I tried to repair Windows with the repair console. It failed. I tried to recover the lost master boot sector, which failed. I tried to recover the partitions that were damaged. Somehow, it failed. I tried to repair with a specific cloning software the drives so that I could, as the idea was that the cloning software would recover or repair the sections on the Windows drives that are damaged. There are only certain sections that are damaged. It's not a physical damage on the SSD, it's a software error due to a computer that was crashing frequently when doing updates. It was also due to user error, probably where the user turned off the computer. Probably not intentionally, because the computer has this thing that's you let it running for an hour or so and the screen turns off. And you don't know if the computer is still running or not unless you check the LED. And the computer is very silent, so you don't really know if you're not so knowledgeable, and you move your mouse, you press keys and whatever, and nothing is going on, and the computer still seems like it's dead, but it's just the graphic chip that has a problem and turned the screen off. Uh, how do you know? I mean, it's difficult. The computer turned off the screen like 3 times for me, and I was panicking that my monitor died or the cable is broken or whatever. And I switched it back and forth and tried everything, and it was doing a backup for half a day, and I didn't want to stop the backup process, so I had to run the computer another half day with the screen turned off, looking at the hard drives when they stopped to blink and move and make sounds. At some point, I knew the hard drive is done because I backed up the SSD, the internal SSD, to a hard drive, and that hard drive is pretty noisy and in an external case. My problem was just that the the USB housing for this hard drive is excruciating slow. And I realized this only after already backing up like 1/4 of the data. And then I thought like, oh, screw it. I'm gonna finish this. If it takes 1 day or 2 days, I don't care. Usually I should have put the hard drive inside the actual computer. That would have saved me probably a day. So that lesson I have learned now. So won't happening again. So I can understand problems like this. People don't really want to fix them. So I can understand fixing hardware problems on a professional segment. But the things I went through with this computer to repair, it's like 4 days. really four work days of work put into it. And then I got to the computer store, to the professional. You may want to get into this. Into what? No, not really. No, no. I think there are so many people doing this. I don't know. I don't think it's for me really. I mean, I did this. I like to do this as a hobby, but not so much anymore. I don't know. Well, to come back to that computer, the big problem with this computer was it's getting old. It's having issues. It's turning off randomly, even though it ran almost 2 days straight without any problem. But before that, it had multiple crashes. And it wasn't from the internal SSD, so I could tell at least that. And I tried multiple options and stuff like that. And then at some point I said, okay, I have to admit I cannot fix this computer. I will bring it to professional. And I brought this computer to the professional here locally and told them what I already tried and what I suspect is the problem and what kind of behavior the computer has. And he told me, we are not doing it. We're not accepting it. We're not working on this computer. And I said to him, maybe you know a trick or two, I don't know. He said we would do basically the same stuff you did, and we would charge a lot of money for it because they have to run a business. I don't. And he said they would probably try to recover it, then they would try to repair it, they recover with Windows recovering tools, then try to repair it with partition repair tools and here in boot CD or DVD and other tools, standard tools. I also tried them, and at that point they would just give it up. They would offer the computer, the owner, to back up the data and reinstall Windows and reinstall all the software, but all these settings and all the configuration of the software would be lost. So basically they would be doing the same I have to do now. And they said it's not profitable for them. And I told them the customer would be willing to pay 700 euro for repairs of this computer. So if that's somehow doable to restore that Windows exactly as it is right now, or as it was, the customer would be willing to pay 700 euro. And they said they can't tell how long it would take, and he has to wait at least 1.5 weeks before they would even touch the computer. That much work they have. And they have no qualified technicians to do the job. And on top of this, they would have to probably spend a week to figure all the problems out, and it's not worth it. It's just not simply worth it. So, yeah, I don't know where this leaves me. I don't know what I was expecting. I was hoping it's an easy solution, that they actually can figure out something I'm just too stupid for, or so. But turns out they actually did or would do the same stuff I do. Okay, so let's have a printout here. Print line. You want the actual CVAR name, and then we want the value. So and this is a debug feature. There we go. So this would help. Yeah, no, the computer is actually not cursed. It's just old. It's starting to fail. And people are really difficult when it comes to giving up their hardware and buying new stuff. They're always concerned with losing data, and they're always concerned with investing too much money or spending money where it's not needed. But I have really also the computer specialist told me there's no point even attempting to repair or restore this Windows with these problems this computer has. It can happen anytime again, and you probably can't recover it then. So trying to recover this now without buying a new computer is lost love, actually. So you're putting a lot of love into a computer that's probably going to fail you in a couple of days, weeks, or months. So I've checked the hardware visually of damage or some capacitors, if they are bulged or somewhat damaged. It looks all pretty fine. It's also a Dell computer. I think it's about 10 years old now. It's good quality, actually. It's actually a really good computer for being a standard Dell computer. I mean, if it would be a HP computer, it would have died years ago. So that's at least something. Dell isn't that bad. Dell isn't as greedy as HP when it comes to power supplies, and bad power supplies are the number one cause for computers going bad. At least in my experience. I mean, I can be wrong statistically, but that's my experience in like working with computers for, let's see, 1998, I think. So how many years would that be? 25 years? That's a long time. Okay, so I have now this in place. I'm not calling this, I'm calling this. And we are calling yeah, let's go with free for all. That would only yes. But we don't want to change all the CVARs, we just want the stuff to be printed out. So let's just do it like this. And we are going to... So I can show you something that's... This is now here Morpheus, right? The scripting in Morpheus. And if I go to something like Elite Force 2, let me just see any script here. Nope. I think I should have some script here. That's scripts. Let me find a nice script. Let me look at a simple script. This is a very simple Elite Force 2 script. And holodeck test. Now this is a more complex script. It's also still fairly simple, but yeah. Looks, to me this looks much cleaner somehow. It looks cleaner language, less cluttered with expressions. This is more complex, yeah. Looks more structured. Neurohois? What's that? Morpheus. Yeah, Morpheus in Moa gets really cluttered pretty quickly. Yeah, I can understand. And also, I said this many times, or I actually commented that or wrote that in Discord many times. I can absolutely understand you giving up on Morpheus for Medal of Honor, because it's really something. It's really messy. I mean, you need a lot of experience to actually work with it, and you need a lot of practice to see through all the clutter. Otherwise, it's extremely difficult. So let me see if I have a beautiful script here. I have something beautiful here. This is the main thread for co-op mod for Elite Force 2. This is the main functions. This looks, yeah, this is pretty basic, easy stuff here, and doesn't contain so much anymore because the stuff has been used to C++, most of it anyway. Let's go for the bigger file. This is a little bit, yeah, this is bigger. So what I like here more is this looks much cleaner. This looks much cleaner than stuff here. This, because of all this local dot something, variables here look so, I don't know, overloaded. If I can move document to other view, yeah. If I look at this loop here and at this loop here, if you ignore the comments, it still looks a lot more. There's much more different colors and yeah, there's more clutter, like you said. I don't really give up. It's just not as enjoyable as other options. Yeah, that's true. But on the other hand, to the credit of Medal, to credit the developers of Medal of Honor, they kept a lot of the good stuff. So, and they improved on some of it. So basically, what you get with Medal of Honor Morpheus is a extremely powerful scripting. So that's something you learn to value at some point, really. And TOV was what again? That game type? Was that the? No, that wasn't. Yeah. So let me go back and see, or actually remember what I wanted to do in the first place. I wanted to right. What does TOV stand for? Ah, okay. So, yeah, okay. I was thinking something else probably. So, if I understand you correctly, then Breakthrough doesn't have Tug of War, but Spearhead does, right? Ah, okay. Yeah, but shouldn't people be using Breakthrough and Spearhead over Allied Assault? I mean, it's just an outside observation. But the other two came later. Ah, okay, so yeah, that makes sense. It's like with Elite Force 2 and 1. Elite Force 1 is massively more popular for various reasons. Most of them are bullshit, but there are some legitimate reasons. And one of the most important reasons is because Elite Force 1 was there first. It's probably the same for Allied Assault. But I don't know, I can't judge. I'm just guessing. All right, so let me just... Okay, I wanted to execute this somewhere so I can see what the printout will create here. And I need a... Or let's do this rather wait thread, and we need a parameter. And what kind of a parameter was that? Free for all. Let's go back here, here, here. And let's start this up. We have this. The script should automatically execute. Files are saved. And prepare for crashing. Pretty sure I have somewhere an error. How is your mod updater project going? I've not worked on it. I mean, I have the new design and the new structure somewhat worked out, but it will take a lot of time going into C# again and figuring out the stuff and getting acquainted with the language again. It's always a problem. I have like, overall I have like 6 or 7 active projects. They're all in different areas with different languages. And I'm trying to finish the Medal of Honor co-op. And I'm also trying to fix all the bugs in the Elite Force 2 co-op because it's much more massive and complex than the Medal of Honor co-op, but it's still, yeah, a real issue. I'm not sure if that's true. I think you have actually C# on Linux, or at least there's something they're working on to accommodate some kind or some sort of similar language like C#. And I mean, I have no problem switching the language to C++ or anything else that's more convenient. But when I was starting this project back then, a couple of years ago, C# was way easier to handle and to work with than C++. What I basically want with this updater is a tool that has an interface, pretty much like this one. I can show you. Insert modding updater. Oh yeah, whatever that is. That was the wrong file. This one is the right one. I want a tool that's basically like this one here. And I wanted to have options to manage the CDK, to retrieve updates, map updates, manage file privilege, so you can say what files are allowed to be deleted or which files are not meant to be downloaded. Stuff like this. I mean, this tool is very advanced. I even have here a log file cleaning tool that cleans out. There you go. You see? You can. I want something similar to this, but much cleaner, with much cleaner code. And this is something I'm still struggling with, getting the code really clean. I mean, I'm primarily a scripter. I'm not a professional programmer, so I've never learned that professionally. So quite obviously, there's headroom upwards for me to improve my stuff, my work. So at least in this case, this script did not crash. So let's retrieve the log and see what we have printed out. game type 1. This looks pretty legitimate. This looks really, really good. Now let's compare that to the actual list. Oh, this one and this one. So that would be game type, health drop, time limit, frag limit. It's missing one. It's not setting the last value. Okay, so let's just double check. Indeed, it's not setting the last value. So let's check the actual for loop. No, the idea is the cycles. Okay, so I'm trying to explain this. The idea is that you have your map list where you specify the maps you want. And then you specify the cycles. So if you have one cycle, it means the map is played once before the next map is selected from this list. And so on. If you have, like, for example, 3 times this map is played 3 times before the next map is switched. This is the basic original feature of this Maprotation script. You can then specify different maps in different order. You can have it randomized automatically. But in its original form, this would just go through a list and pick the map, repeat this map X amount of times. So one amount means not repeat the map, just have the players play it once until time limit or frag limit, and then the next map in the list is selected. And this map would be played 3 times. And a afterthought was, why not add the game type? So you can have here a objective map or elimination map in the same map list on the same server, and the server is automatically switching the game types. So the cycles are just for the map itself. The game type is what it wants to play. Random int. No, it's the people can specify their cycles here. Usually people that want the map list have a specific wish they want to execute. This map list is enabling them, but you are actually giving me an idea. Yeah. Yeah, but maybe in the next version, not in this version. We could implement the idea that you add a star or asterisk, and that asterisk would tell the script that it will have a random number between 0 and 3 times this map is to be played. But this adds a level of complexity when selecting the next map I don't wish to add at this point, scripting wise. But that would be an idea. Adding the ability to allow randomized map cycles. Just make your projects take longer, no need to thank. Yeah, you know. Always have good manners. Okay, so this part worked. And we need now to figure out, oh, let's just try all the game types. Let's just let's just do it like this and copy the names. Tug of war, round-based, team match. What else do we have? Objective. Oh crap. Let's just have all of these. Copy them. And have them here. Tug of war. Team match. Objective. And there's one missing. Elimination. How did I miss that? Ah, because it's up here. There we go. Oh, come on. Yeah, now I deleted elimination. It's things you don't do when your brain is not really good. Free for all, team deathmatch. So let's organize this in a fashion it's actually meant to be. Whatever round-based is, I have no idea. I think deathmatch and free for all is the same. It's just a different name. DM, TDM, tug of war, elimination, objective. Free for all, team deathmatch, round-based, tug of war, objective, elimination. Round-based is just TDM. Are you sure? Because let me just see. Here it says free for all, team match, round-based, objective, tug of war, elimination. Yeah, you see, one specialist meets the other specialist. So we need someone who has more of an insight into Medal of Honor multiplayer stuff. So anyway, I was given a list with informations, and round-based is game type 3. So it's definitely a own game type. I don't know, maybe there's a YouTube video or something like that. But for the moment, we are going to figure out why the last setting is not being read from the list before we try out all these fancy test calls. Free for all server, go to the function. Yeah, there we go. Ah, yes, it needs to be equal to array size because we're starting the array at 1 and not 0, which is another great thing from Morpheus, that we are starting an array with 1, not 0, because 0 would be how everyone else does it, and that's something we cannot have. I mean, I get it, because of the mappers having a problem with 0. I can completely understand it, but I can also not understand it. And I choose not to understand it. Because it's a fucking array. Okay, they do the same thing with player. If there are multiple players, it also starts with 1, not with 0, because it's also an array then. Yeah. But this should fix the problem. There we go. And just for funs, let's have this actually go boom. Just to verify that we really have reached the end and everything is fine. I mean, we actually know, but yeah, there we go. Let's verify. Script error, array index 12 out of range. Okay, so we have definitely reached the last item with lower or equal. Okay, so this part works. And now we need to check all the other types if they work. So for this, we move this down and we move this up and we move this here and we start the server again. I honestly don't know how much Mackie has to do with all this stuff, what kind of decisions he made and how they impacted the game. But someone had to make some decisions. It's easy to blame Mackie, though. Okay, this works. So it's game type 2. This seems to work. Good. For me, let's see. For the printout, so it's easier to debug. Give us the local game type and we need the name. So that would be this. This is the current one. And this would be the new one. And that's the CVAR name. Nah, do it like this, and we need that. And we also need to have this. So this should actually give us a decent amount of debugging information. Where is it here? Run server. Team match, game type 2. That looks actually all pretty right. Okay, so the debug stuff is good. Let's test the next. So why I'm not using my jump points? Oh, what did I do? Hopefully nothing bad. Okay, it's round based. Round based. We're here. So this looks also pretty good. Yeah, that looks good. So all the arrays, they seem to work, but For good measure, let's just check the other three too. So when we proceed, we know what we have coded this far is solid. Yeah, I could make an array. Oh, that was the wrong one. I could do that, but sometimes I need to go back and fix things. Sometimes I need longer to look at the code, at the printout. Sometimes I come up with different ideas. So the moment I realize that's something I can automate, and it's really useful to automate because I need it more often, I will do it. But in this case, I feel more comfortable going through this manually because I already had two different ideas, doing it at my own pace and not having it automated and then continue without my consent. So it's a thing I do sometimes, that I do things programming wise on my terms. So I'm not getting pressed by automation or whatever is running in the background. 5 to 5. That looks good. Sometimes when you're programming or working on code, you tend to over-engineer things, saying you as in general people. So while in the bigger project or when you're repeating things, automation makes a lot of sense. In this experimental phase, I don't know. I don't think it does. But that's just my point of view. So, I mean, okay, so objective is 4 and tug of war is 5. Are we sure about that? Let's check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's right. And go run the server. 6, yeah. I don't know what it was. I saw something like some kind of YouTube video making fun about a American engineer that's actually not an American, but was a former Nazi and went to America. And he invented something or worked on something that was some rocket science stuff that was very important, and a engineering breakthrough and stuff like that. And it was about the metric system, where people would argue that the imperial system is still being used because it's better, and that's absolutely bullshit argument and not true at all. And someone was mocking these people by saying, yes, of course it's true, because there was this American engineer and he was surrounded by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 friends, and he said the 9 word in German as Nein instead of 9. And he showed the German Wehrmacht and other symbols on his friends. And he pointed out that this guy was in fact not an American. And this guy was in fact using the metric system. And the American economy and science is already using the metric system. It's just the public people that are still using imperial systems. And I found this very funny. Mocking his own people like that, using German words and stuff like that. It was very funny for me. So I would love to have brain that big to work on things like that. I don't know if it's really about the brain size. I think it's about the the interests you have and the way you grow up. There's a certain time in your life you can actually make or work on your brain in a way that allows it to be able to deal this amount of information and association in the future when you grow up as an adult. But once you pass that certain time in your life where the brain development is basically done or preset, then there's no way to really go back and fix it. So I blame this on the parents always, because that's actually essentially what it is. It's not you as a child. There are very rare cases where the child can make decisions like this for their future life on their own, because usually they're still far too young. So this has to be made by the parents at a very early stage. And if the parents don't do their job right, which is usually the case, you end up paying for it all your life. So prove me wrong, but I think I'm right. Yeah, indeed. Also, there's one thing. Today you have a lot of more strain on the brain. This sounds funny, but you have a lot of more strain on the brain because you have all this media, you have the omnipresent media. It's everywhere. And you have people around you all the time that have different opinions. They make different kind of noises. They have different behaviors. They have different culture. They have different ideas. You can actually travel from A to B very fast. The world has changed so much, and it's all in a faster pace. And the barrier to get into a specialized field like this today is probably higher than it was back then. Because the entry point to go into really professional field like this, I think, is today much higher, because you need to know much more things. Technology has progressed much further, and you need to have much more qualifications and certifications and study this, study that, and I think this has to start very early. So if you miss that train to jump on a very early stage as a child, I don't think you can keep up. I don't think you can, unless your name is like Tesla or something like this. Although I think he was extremely gifted. Or Einstein. I think these people were extremely gifted, and that's, I think, super extremely rare. I'm not saying this doesn't exist also often. It's just that it is extremely rare that these people recognize their own brilliance and can actually live out their own brilliance without being disturbed by stupid people. Because I think there's so much brilliant people that can't live out their brilliance because of stupid people blocking them or mocking them, or you know what I'm saying. You can't teach apes to really work on a rocket. And one of the big problems is people that are stupid, they think of themselves as actually being really, really smart and brilliant. They have absolutely zero self-doubt, which makes it extremely difficult for stupid people to figure out themselves that they're stupid, while smart people often think of themselves being stupid because they notice their own mistakes much more easily and often than people that are actually stupid. Stupid people lack the ability to recognize their own stupidity. And that's actually a real problem in real world, because you have people that claim to be the best, the brilliant, the brightest, and they are actually not even average in their brain power. Okay, we have tested all the game types. I think this is excellent. So now we need to implement the map next change game type. Set next map. Where do I get this? Can I already? I should be able to. Let me just see. Yeah, I think I should be able to check where this is. It's from here. Set next map. Okay. Oh, this is the current map. Loads the given map now. But is this description probably misleading? I think this description is misleading. Okay, so the description is not misleading. This is just setting the next map information. It's not getting the next map. It's just setting the next map. Okay, so we need the game type stuff thingy. We need it to be here. And we can do it like this because deciding what game type the next map should be. Oh man, this gets more and more complicated and complex. Okay, next map. Next map from list. What was 0 for? Starting at position 0. Okay, so this is getting much more complex than I thought. We're forcing the map change. In this case, we're starting with the first map. So this is map 1. We can have here a fixed number. For the next one, we need get next map from the list. Let's actually just clone this to second view. Move document, clone to other view. Okay, I actually wanted it the other way around. Crap. Can I do this? Nope. Nope. And I think there was an option to move this stuff. No. Yes. Okay, let me just see. I want this one here. Grab next map from list. This is I don't need this. This grabs the next map. This should also be grabbing wait a second. Position. Oh, but we don't use this, do we? Okay, let's just reactivate this. Oh, here we get the cycles, map cycles. Oh, okay, so if we get the actual map cycles here, and they here, okay, so you're always entering here, okay. If we get the actual map cycles, this is just returning. Okay, so let me just see. Is it always count? It's 9 matches. Okay, so this is used 9 times. This is first run. Okay. Okay. So it isn't as bad as I thought, but it's still pretty scattered, which makes it difficult to replace or upgrade. But we need a barrel roll? What's that? We need... Do I really want to do that? Yes, I think I have a solution. I can grab... Oh, I can grab this. I can return an array here. Right? I mean, do I really want to? I need to get somehow the information across for this map. How many, or what game type this map is supposed to. Can I actually? No, I think this map is definitely, okay, so I need to do this in this function. There's no way around it. Because this function is ultimately deciding which map is selected. So it needs to happen in here. There's no way around that. What I could be doing is attach, oh yes, I can do that. Is there actually a downside to this? Oh, let me just think. What would I give up if I would do it like this? So there's a way you can actually, that you can follow what I'm thinking. There's a way what you could do this like ABC is rocket E2, for example. You could grab this information by script and you could load this map just like this as kind of a parameter. And let me just see if that actually is a thing or if that's giving us troubles. Okay, so this is the thing. You could grab this information and extract it. And let me just see if a player can actually join without any problems. There's no problem. Oh, multiplayer. Okay, right, I cannot, yeah, that's, yeah, okay. But, okay, so there's no downside to using parameters like this. So if I want to have information given here as additional parameters, I cannot use that kind of parameters I was just showing. I cannot use $sign to do this because I would be giving the, I would be, when I try to filter this out later, I would be removing a ability for whoever uses the map list script to add certain parameters to their map. So players could do something like this rocket 0 and have the same map repeated 3 times on the game type 1 with rocket 1. So this would be then something you could read from the script. This would set up the map differently than this. It would still be the same map, but the scripts could do fancy things with the map. And if I use this to give some parameters to my script, I would later have to filter this, and there would be no way to know what I have been adding and for data and what data is added by the map list. So I cannot use this. This is probably not a sufficient explanation, but that's the best I can give you. Okay, just clear quit. So I need to think of something else. I need to I suppose, yeah, I think I can do that. Map next from list. However, let me just experiment with the map names. What would be a character or symbol that will be filtered when loading the map? I know this one is filtered by the game. It's not part of the file name. But is this filtered as well? Yeah, it can't find the map. Okay, that's not what I want. So this will not work. However, this will also not work. And how about this? This will also not work. Okay, so how about this? Yeah, that does also not work. How about this? Nope. So I'm not saying it's not doable, I'm just saying it's a little bit more complicated. I know you shouldn't be using this, but just let's try it. Yeah, okay. I think there's no way around it. I need to have a second function here that filters it. Let me just see what I have in my script. Clean map name of any special parameters. Let me see. It filters that. Where do we use it? 5 times. This is when retrieving. This is again when retrieving. This is also when retrieving. And this is also when retrieving. Okay, so we're only cleaning the map name when we're retrieving it from the server. So this means we're still allowing special parameters from the map list. So we can't use this function in the way it is currently. We need to change this. So we're gonna make a clone of this one. And filter it. We're not gonna have it the same name. Gonna call it extract. We are going to extract what exactly? The game type. Okay, map name extract. So that would be from the map name we extract the game type. And yeah, we can keep this variable. We can keep this. And this one we want to change to extract. Come on. And our filter point would be, I think, this. Because I think this is an illegal name, right? You can't name your map like this, can you? Let's try if that's working. We need something that's not a legal name in the game. So let me see where the maps are. Go for file size. Maps. DM6. Oh. They are probably in main. Nope. This is too small. Nope. Damn. Don't tell me. There, yeah. 6. Where are you? Here. So we are going. It should be there. Maps. We're going to have a clone here. And I'm gonna see if that is a valid map name or not. Okay, can't find the map. Yeah, because it's not in the right folder. Oh. Oh, did it just create that folder? Oh, that's funny. And let's try again. Pack 5. Yeah. 5. 5. So that seems to work. So we need to know which symbols we cannot use in a map name. I don't know. Does anyone know? we need to have a symbol that's usually not in a map name because it's not supported. So we can use it to give our parameters. I think I know. I think I know what a symbol is. But let's figure that out, if that is really so. It's this run server. Okay, so something went wrong. I think it doesn't like the double quote. Maybe that's like the single quote. Okay, it also doesn't like that. Then let's try something different. Map dm mu dm6 space okay, that works. Yeah, that works. Okay, so you can have an empty space in your map name. So that's funny. Oh, give me a second. Gonna grab some chocolate because I'm shocked. Okay, so I'm back. What happened? Chocolate. What? I'm not going even to try to spell that word. Meta something. Okay, so let's think about what we know. We know this works. We know this, and this doesn't work. We know this works. We know this works. We know this works. Oh wait, we know this. We know this works, and this works, but we don't know if this works. Let's try this. But probably this will work. So, oh, and we also know that a space will work. Let's rename our, I don't think we need this. Oh, by the way, there's a new series. Windows doesn't like it. Yes. Now I think we have found our symbol. Oh, we can also use a question mark. Okay, so these are the symbols we could potentially be using. So which one is the prettiest? I think we're gonna go with a separator like let's go with this. We could go with this. Playback will come in a second. Do I have to do something? I will be judged. Well, I'm used to it. People have been judging me for all my life, so never mind. I'm gonna get some more chocolate. It's really or what's its name? Ray-Ban? Ah, damn it. You know what? I'm just bringing the chocolate here. It's no use going to the chocolate every time. My wife be kinda grumpy. Yeah. You need to train your wife, man. You need to show her who's boss. So I think we're gonna use columns for data separator. So this actually not work right. This is the opposite logic we need. Tongue flaps? Whatever that is. Oh. Yeah, that's really bad. That's a really bad joke. Yeah, I know you. You're a nice guy. You don't mean it like that. That's probably an American saying. I'm not bashing on Americans, but well, what can I say as a European? As a European. Did I just combine two words like superior and European? No, don't do that. He's gonna be grumpy. Okay. The current character is that. We simply we're always putting the stuff there, and if the current character is this, wait, does this actually extract the data reliably? No. No, it does actually not. So we are going to do this differently. Yeah. I kinda lost while eating cherries. Oh. Oh, what I'm doing? I don't know, I'm kinda got lost eating chocolate. Yeah, you know, I'm trying to extract data I'm going to attach to the map before. That data is the game type. So I have this map list here. I won't go to the other view. Well, finally. This is the map name. This is the cycles, how often this map is repeated. And this is the game type. Okay? So the thing is, this is used somewhere else. I have this function here. Wait. This here that selects the next map. Now, as you can see, it goes through the map list and selects the next viable map. So the next viable map in the array might not be the next map. It might skip several maps because you can have maps defined like this and then it's deactivated because it has 0 cycles. So you could have a very long list with a lot of deactivated maps and it still needs to reliably grab the next map that has at least 1 cycle. And this is done in here. And then it returns the next map, the next valid map at the end. And what I want to do is I want to attach data to that, like, for example, local.mapName is local.mapName plus, for example, I need the data of the game type. So this would be the data of the cycles, but I need the... Yeah, I don't have a function for that yet. I need to build in a function. Local.gameType. Do I have... Nope. But I wanted to do it like this, and I have a separator here. And this separator here what? Get map name from array, get cycles. If cycles more than 0, get game type. If not, next map, please. I'm essentially trying to do that, but I want to... If I'm coming here, it's all done and set. This map is fine. This map is the next map to go. If I get here the... if you get at this point, the map is good to go. No, if I get at this point, sorry. The map is good to go. And then I can get the actual game type for this map. And I need to extract the game type from this map and add it here to the map name. So what's returned is not only the map name, but the map name plus, so this would be the map name. And this function now needs to add this. This is the separator and this is the game type. And I need to extract the game type. I need to delete the separator and extract the game type. And that's what I'm building here. Extract the game type. Extract started is 0. And if that is I need to do it here. If as soon as extract is started, this extracted stuff is about to set the game type, and if it isn't, gonna check that, and if that is okay, So, but I think this is performance-wise, this is really bad. But how long? Yeah, okay. Should do it probably otherwise. The other way around. If that is done like this, I will wait for my wife. Now, first you want to beat her, and now you're gonna wait for her? Ah, I know, I see. You're going to wait for her so you can beat her. I see. That's true love. It's a difficult relationship. Yeah, I can imagine that. It's just, she pregnant or something like that? I mean, makes women act funny, being pregnant, I've heard. I mean, I don't know how men would act when they would become pregnant, but I don't think they would be any better. This chair's killing me by the sounds it's making. Okay, I have the full map name. Yeah, let's just do it the other way around and worry about performance in the future. Because this is logically correct. So this would be the information I extracted from the map name. Now I need to find grabs data from the map name. No, grabs the game type number from the map name, which was added Okay, so this should probably describe this. America? Yeah. I really love the Schwarzenegger movie where he was pregnant. That was really funny. So we have now this function here that gives us extracted data. Do we actually want this to be an integer, or do we want to keep it as a string? We could have this function more generalized, more like extracting data anyway, like, yeah, I think we can upgrade it later. Let's go with this. Where do we need it? Let me see if my brain still's willing to cooperate with me. Maybe there was too many bad jokes, and it stops to cooperate with me. Map force change, we have, this is this. Yeah, right. It was where the, here, map get next map from list. Right, and I'm gonna look for this here. Yeah, that would be here, 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 come on, here, hang on a second, yeah. Oh, that's not so bad after all. Oh, that's brilliant. The hell is this? Squid? Squid 4? Squid 1? Squid 2? Squid 3? Squid 4? Do I even want to understand what this means? I mean, it's a squid and it's shown as images, as picture or icons, but I don't get it. Dark mode? You're starting to scare me, you know? Your wife is here. Oh, excellent. Please don't have a couples fight. Yeah? Okay, so what I did now, I need to, yeah, I still need to retrieve the game type from the actual array. Okay, so a couple of seconds ago I just said that I probably can upgrade this later and I don't want to bother with it right now and whatever, but if I upgrade this, I can use it twice for different purposes, so I'm gonna upgrade this. Grabs the data from the given string, from the string that comes after the separator. So what we can do now is string data, and we can have local dot separator. And if we don't have a separator, I see that you're writing or typing something or have sent some message, but give me a second. Selection, separator. You give me separator here. If there is no separator, we are going to use this as a separator. Is this correct, actually? I suppose it is. Grab the data from the string that comes after the separator. Okay, so this is, how should we name it? What else do we have names for here? Contains text, and this is beautiful, but yeah, we can get data, get string data. I was tempted to name it explode, but this is not PHP. Name it separator. What? Crash? Function definition typo? Nope, doesn't have account, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you need an account to watch. But probably, you mean because of the fight. Yeah. Well, I cannot help you with that. Terribly sorry. You still have typo in your function definition. Well, that's not true. If I find the typo, I fix it silently. Get string data. I don't know where there's typo. Oh yeah, indeed. Damn it. Well, what can I say to this? And it's spelled wrong. Damn it. Yeah, probably somewhere. Separator, separator, separator. I don't know where there's else a separator? Where? What? I'm confused. I need to look it up in a search engine because my brain is not willing to cooperate. Separator. Oh, who? No, one word is German and the other one is English. So it's separator. It's correct English. This is correct English. What you're suggesting would be German. You are confusing me. But you are good at confusing people, I've heard. Yes. I'm confused. Never mind. As long as it works, it's good. Okay, get string data. So this is a very stupid name. Any suggestion for a good name? Schmetterling. That's actually not a good name. I still don't understand how that's actually a name for an animal. Schmetterling. Seriously, I don't know. It's probably very old German. Makes more sense then. Okay. Just gonna go with this name. Right. Okay. Let me see if I can still figure out what I actually wanted to do with this. Where I wanted to use it. Ah, yes. My beautiful function. And find next. And I have marked stuff. I see. Well, that's crap. Okay, it would be easier if I could return an array. But I don't know really how to do that in a function. I've not done that yet. Let me just see if there is something in the documentation. Probably isn't. But let me see. Documentation index. Script documentation. Medal of Honor. Array standard usage. Okay, but this is just a okay, created by expressions from entry Constant arrays start their indexing at 1. Okay, that what we know. Once created, a constant array cannot be changed, but it can be read for its values. Hash table array. Target name arrays. Okay, that one I get, but these are just the types of arrays. So basically, if it is a constant array, that would be consisting of text. But that would not be something dynamic, would it? Oh, there are examples. Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone will know. I'm pretty sure Totus knows. But he's not here to help, so we need answers now. Constant array. Okay, so I think I have found an answer. If I share this page, let me see if I can actually, so you know what I know. Let's go with the best browser there is. That's always so annoying. Let's go for this. Here we go. Let's just make this a little bit smaller because this is so fucking bright. Yeah, that would be a regular variable. I can give it a constant array, and that would actually be still a good thing. So I would give it the map name and the game type. I could return that and read that on the other side. So reading that would be just iterating. Okay, so I think I know now how to do that. It's here. We are not going to do it. Oh, there's still a typo here. We're not going to do it like this. Wait, how did they do? Actually, let me just copy that. Ah, okay. But this is a general constant. Can I? Look, there's my answer. Wait, is this even the answer? Hang on a second. Print out element in game stats array at position, blah, blah. Okay, that much is okay. Where is... But this is confusing me a little bit. Okay, this, okay, because it's a two-dimensional array, I think. Print A, print B, print C. Okay, I need to rub my hand, yeah. I need to wrap, whatever, get my brain around it. Because I've not seen that before. It's irritating as fuck. This is what I already use. And people, it's not helping. It's fucking not helping that you call this local A. It's fucking not helping that you call this local A when there is a fucking A here. God damn it. So this and this would be A. So 1, index 1. So this is a two-dimensional thing. And this is defined by the brackets. So this is a two-dimensional array. And so okay, this could basically also look like this. And this would still be array 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this part here just be 2. The thing that's confusing me is that this here does not have an index number. This is the array index, but not the actual. This is the dimension index, not the array index, or otherwise. I was expecting it to look like this then, but instead they do it like this. This is very confusing. So can it do then something like, let's call it G. Can it do something like this then? Or can it actually only always be just like this? It's not clear to me from this example here. This is confusing me because I don't know if that is even a thing. Yeah, but I think this is still a good solution. And I'm going probably with a simplified version of this, which would be this one. Something like this. And the question is, can this also be as... I don't think it can. Hang on. Okay, so this is... God damn it. What is this again? So I hope you're enjoying this. Yeah. "22 years scripting SDK, still trash." Yeah, it's a little bit confusing. I mean, I understand that you want to keep things brief, but this is just a tad too brief. Okay, Prince 23. We have n here. We have n here, and we have hello, and we have world, and we have whatever that is, 5, 23. We have A retrieving local and hello, which I'm not sure what it does actually contain. We have B local a world, and we have this B5 containing 23. But the hell? I'm so used from other languages that this is a kind of index, that you have 3 different indexes where you give once information to, and then you access the last one of the indexes in a variable that you gave a other index reference to. Are you kidding me? Hang on a second. You're giving hello n. You're giving n all this data, and you're grabbing it for a. Actually, just this one. And then for b, you're giving this data from a. So this would actually mean that grabbing this data also gives all the rest of the data or index references. So basically, by that logic, it's all the same shit. But can you make it any more confusing? Seriously. Is that even an option? Is that even physically, or is that... Duh. Okay. Let's look into the function description thingy, because this is not really enjoyable here. I think... Oh, wait a second. I think I've seen something somewhere at some point. This is... That's the wrong game. Here. Game files. This would be, I think it's strings. Okay. So I've seen something here. But I don't know. Okay, I think I'm just gonna return that simple array. So Discord, what you saying, mate? I shall look into Discord. Yeah, I know. The problem is that's static. That's a constant. I'm working with variables, so I cannot have the values in that array be dynamic. They're always the same. They're always static. So that's not what I want. But I think you're giving me some other information here. 112233. Okay, you're giving me something else here. Some explanation. So 1 1 is 1. 2 2 is 5. And 3 3 is 9. Okay, that's actually a good example, yeah. But I think I figured that out. When did you post that? 3 minutes ago. Okay, so you basically posted it a moment before I figured it out. Thanks anyway. This is indeed much clearer as an example. Much better than what they have in their README. I'm just going to make an array here, if I still remember how to do that. Looks like my brain is starting to really stop working. Damn it. Okay, I have to look into the other code I made. I need the... yeah, let me look into the variables thing of the carbon. There should be a array thingy. I think, no, that's not what I'm looking for, but no. Nope. Damn. Okay, let me look into make array. Can I actually automatic casting? Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. I want to return a dynamically created array. I think that's not really a thing, is it? I think I'm on the wrong track. Okay, have a good night. Sleep well. I should probably go also to sleep soon, because my brain is definitely not keeping up with what I want to do. Let's close this. What the hell? Let's close this. Nope. Let's go back with this and let's have one last try at this. I think this is actually the easiest solution here. What the hell did I do here? So I could, if I add this stuff here, I'm getting this name and I can clean it. So I'm getting an array here. No, not an array, but I'm getting here. I know, remember why I wanted to have that. So I probably want a function that does the same thing, except no, okay, this doesn't work either. I do indeed need to run this function twice. I don't see it on the way. So now I need to clean up the name. Clean up map name. And we're gonna do it like this, line 240. Oh. So the change game type, nope. Nope. I want this cleaning function. Get string data. That's the right one. And I want a separator. And I want local and I need to know if I want the data before the separator or after the separator. call it just before. And if it's not defined, we want this to be before the separator 0. Wait. That's a stupid idea. Now that's fine. But this should be nil. And I guess this should also be nil. Or not? No, probably not. So before the separator, right, we can do that. We can just use this. I don't want this name to be changed, so what we're gonna do is fuck, okay. And this is correct. Otherwise, this needs to be 1. Then we can directly grab that data. It will add okay, but this needs to stop. Okay, so this doesn't work. Okay, it's not the right approach. Okay, let's make a note and I call it a night because my brain is not willing to cooperate anymore. Grab data before the separator or after the separator. Let's make sure we know where to continue next time. I'm gonna close this one. Nope. Yep, gonna keep that. Nope. We're gonna move that back. Oh, that was something else. Gonna save that. Also gonna save that. So I didn't make really much progress today, but I think I did at least some stuff, right? And I think I'm closer to the solution, to retrieving the game type and the map name. And I'm not quite sure if there's a better way. I think if I could give a array over, that would be the best way, but I don't see a way to make a non-static array. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe next time, I will see. However, I will call it a night for tonight because my brain is starting to heavily degrade and that's no good. So I hope you could enjoy at least some portions of this, and maybe see you next time. Bye bye.